I want to talk to you today about stepping into the life you were created to live. Let me remind you, you weren't placed here by accident. You're not just one of billions trying to make it through the day. You are here on purpose, for a purpose. There are dreams inside you, visions you've carried, ideas that have sparked in your heart. They're not random. They're seeds of destiny planted by the Creator Himself. And the good news is, He wouldn't plant those seeds if He didn't already have a plan for you to make them happen. Each one of us has been created with a unique purpose and equipped with everything we need to fulfill it. You are not a random creation or an afterthought. You were designed intentionally with gifts, talents, and abilities specifically chosen to help you achieve the dreams that are already planted within you. But so often, we overlook what we have. We downplay our strengths, compare ourselves to others, or convince ourselves that we're not good enough, not talented enough, or not capable enough. Yet the truth is, you already have what it takes. You have within you the seeds of greatness, the power to overcome, and the ability to rise above any challenge. Believing in the power within you starts with a shift in your mindset. It's easy to look at your circumstances and feel inadequate. Maybe you didn't come from a wealthy family, didn't go to the best schools, or haven't had all the opportunities others seem to have. But let me tell you, what you see as limitations are no match for the potential inside you. God doesn't call the equipped. He equips the called. You don't need to have it all together. You just need to believe that you're enough. When you understand that the power within you comes from your Creator, it changes how you see yourself. You stop basing your worth on your past, your mistakes, or the opinions of others. You start to realize that your value doesn't come from external achievements, but from the fact that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not defined by your failures or by what you think you lack. You are defined by what's already inside you. And that's where your true strength lies. You may not feel strong. You may not feel confident, but those feelings don't define your reality. Deep down, you have a resilience that cannot be shaken. You've been through challenges before, and you've made it through. Think back to times when you doubted yourself, but still found a way to move forward. That's not a coincidence. That's the power within you right, and the same power that helped you back then is still within you now, ready to help you take the next step toward your dreams. Sometimes the problem isn't that we lack ability, but that we don't recognize it. We get so focused on what we don't have that we fail to see what we do have. Instead of waiting for something external to validate us, we need to start looking inward. The skills, the talents, the unique perspective you bring, those are all tools you can use to create the life you've imagined. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're capable. Stop waiting for permission to start. The power is already in you. You just have to activate it. Activation comes through action. It comes when you step out in faith, even when you don't feel ready. It comes when you stop hesitating, stop second guessing, and decide to go after what you want with everything you've got. You don't have to know every step of the journey. You just need to take the first step. That's when you'll see doors start to open. That's when you'll realize that the courage, the strength, and the determination you were searching for were inside you all along. Remember, you were created for more. The dreams you carry, the goals you've set, they're not there to tease you or to frustrate you. They're there because they're achievable. You wouldn't have the vision if you didn't also have the ability to bring it to life. So stop doubting yourself. Stop letting fear hold you back. You have everything you need to succeed. Believe in the power within you and watch how the impossible becomes possible. You were made to thrive. And the moment you embrace that truth, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Our thoughts are powerful. The things we dwell on, the ideas we nurture, and the images we replay in our minds have the ability to shape our reality. That's why it's so important to focus on what you want, not what you fear. Fear has a way of creeping in, whispering doubts and magnifying obstacles that may not even exist. If you let it, fear will steal your joy, paralyze your progress, and keep you from stepping into the fullness of your potential. But when you shift your focus to what you want, your dreams, your goals, the future you envision, you begin to draw those things toward you. What you magnify will manifest. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of fear. We've all been there. You start thinking about what could go wrong, and before you know it, your mind is spinning with worst-case scenarios. Fear convinces you that you're not enough, that you're not ready, or that the odds are stacked against you. But fear is a liar. Most of the things we worry about never actually happen, and even if they do, they're rarely as bad as we imagine. The truth is, fear only has power over you if you allow it to take up space in your mind. What you focus on grows. If you constantly think about failure, you're more likely to make decisions based on fear rather than faith. But when you fix your mind on success, on what you want to achieve and the life you want to create, you start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You begin to act with confidence and purpose, and that's when things begin to fall into place. Think about it like a magnifying glass. Whatever you focus on becomes larger in your mind. If you focus on your fears, they'll grow until they seem insurmountable. But if you focus on your dreams, those dreams will grow. They'll become more vivid, more attainable, and more real. Your mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are the seeds. If you plant seeds of fear and doubt, you'll reap a harvest of anxiety and hesitation. But if you plant seeds of hope, belief, and determination, you'll reap a harvest of success and fulfillment. This doesn't mean you should ignore reality or pretend that challenges don't exist. Challenges are a part of life, but they don't have to define your life. Instead of dwelling on the difficulty of a situation, focus on the solution. Instead of worrying about what might go wrong, focus on what could go right. Shift your energy toward the outcome you desire and trust that you'll find a way to navigate the obstacles. When you focus on what you want, you begin to align your actions, your words, and your decisions with your vision. You start to attract the people, resources, and opportunities that will help you move forward. It's not magic, it's mindset. A positive, focused mindset has a way of opening doors that fear keeps shut. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? Let me tell you something. Failure is not the end. Failure is a stepping stone, a lesson, a moment of growth. Don't let the fear of failure keep you from trying. The greatest successes often come after the greatest challenges. If you focus on the possibility of success, you'll find the strength to keep going, even when things get tough. Life will always present you with two options. Focus on your fears or focus on your dreams. One will hold you back, and the other will move you forward. The choice is yours. Choose to magnify what you want. See yourself achieving your goals. Picture the life you desire and let that vision drive you. When fear tries to creep in, remind yourself of what's possible. Speak life over your dreams. Declare that you are capable, equipped, and worthy of success. You have the power to shape your future, and it starts with what you choose to focus on. Don't give your energy to fear. Instead, focus on what you want and watch as your dreams begin to take shape. What you magnify will manifest. So magnify the life you want to create. Life is full of opportunities, possibilities, and dreams waiting to be realized. But often the greatest obstacle standing in the way is our hesitation to take the first step. Stepping out in faith can feel risky and uncertain, especially when we don't have all the answers or a clear picture of what's ahead. But the truth is, the biggest breakthroughs often happen, not when everything is perfectly planned, but when we decide to move forward in spite of the unknown. Taking that first step requires courage, trust, and a belief that something greater is at work in your life, even when you can't see it. Faith is not about having all the pieces of the puzzle neatly laid out before you start. Faith is stepping forward with the confidence that the pieces will fall into place as you move. So often, we wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or for every question to be answered before we begin. But if you wait for perfection, you'll wait forever. There's power in simply beginning, in saying, I don't have all the answers, but I trust that as I move, the answers will come. Think about it this way. When you're driving on a dark road at night, your headlights only illuminate a few hundred feet ahead of you. You don't see the entire road, but you trust that as you keep driving, the path will reveal itself. Life works the same way. You may not know every twist and turn in your journey, but as you take the first step and then the next, the way forward becomes clearer. Taking that first step is often the hardest part. Fear whispers, what if it doesn't work out? Doubt asks, what if I'm not good enough? But stepping out in faith means silencing those voices and choosing to believe in the possibilities instead of the obstacles. It's about trusting that even if you stumble, even if the path doesn't look like what you imagine, there's still a plan unfolding. And it's one that's leading you towards something greater. Some of the most incredible breakthroughs happen when we step out without all the answers. Think about every great innovator, dreamer, leader. They didn't have guarantees. They didn't know exactly how things would turn out. But they took that leap of faith. And in doing so, they paved the way for incredible change and success. You don't have to be certain of every detail. You just have to be willing to begin. The first step is where transformation begins. It's where you shift from dreaming to doing, from planning to acting, from wishing to believing. And yes, it can feel uncomfortable. It might stretch you beyond what you think you're capable of. But growth never happens in the comfort zone. The moments when you feel most unsure, most vulnerable, are often the moments when you're on the brink of something extraordinary. Faith is not just believing in something greater than yourself. It's believing that you are part of that greater plan. It's knowing that you are equipped, capable, and supported, even when the odds seem impossible. Stepping out in faith isn't about having blind confidence. It's about having trust. Trust that what you've been called to do is not random, that the dreams you carry are there for a reason, and that every step forward is bringing you closer to their fulfillment. You don't need to have the whole picture to start. You just need enough faith to take the next step. Maybe it's applying for a job you're not sure you're qualified for, starting a business with limited resources, or pursuing a dream that feels too big to handle. Whatever it is, the act of stepping out is a declaration. I'm not waiting for certainty. I'm choosing faith over fear. And here's the incredible thing. When you take that first step, momentum begins to build. Doors you never expected start to open. People and opportunities show up at the right time. What once seemed impossible begins to feel achievable. But none of that can happen unless you take the step. So today I challenge you to stop waiting for everything to make sense or for all the answers to appear. Step out in faith. Trust that you have what it takes to begin, and believe that as you move forward, the path will reveal itself. Remember, some of the most extraordinary breakthroughs in life come when you choose to take that first step, even without all the answers. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in life. When you keep your heart aligned with gratitude, it has the power to shift your perspective, transform your circumstances, and open doors that no one can shut. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a state of being, a mindset, and a posture of the heart that invites abundance, joy, and favor into your life. When you live with a thankful heart, you create space for blessings to flow freely, even in the midst of challenges. Gratitude is not dependent on your circumstances. It's easy to feel thankful when everything is going well, when life is smooth, opportunities are abundant, and the road is clear. But true gratitude is choosing to give thanks even when things don't look the way you want them to. It's finding reasons to be thankful in the small, simple moments of life. It's saying, I may not have everything I want, but I'm grateful for what I do have. This kind of gratitude unlocks a new way of seeing the world. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from frustration to peace, from worry to trust. When you live with gratitude, you start to see the beauty in what others might overlook. The sunrise on a tough morning, the kindness of a stranger, the lessons learned through difficulty, all of these become gifts when your heart is aligned with gratitude. You realize that even the challenges in your life are shaping you, preparing you for something greater. Gratitude doesn't ignore the difficulties. It acknowledges them, but chooses to focus on the blessings that surround them. Gratitude is a magnet for miracles. When you're thankful, you invite more to be thankful for. A heart filled with gratitude attracts favor, opportunities, and connections that you couldn't have orchestrated on your own. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing that even in imperfection, there is goodness to be found. Gratitude allows you to see possibilities where others see problems, and that perspective often opens doors you didn't even know were there. A thankful heart also shifts the way you interact with others. Gratitude creates a spirit of humility and kindness. When you're truly grateful for the people in your life, you treat them with more love, patience, and understanding. Gratitude strengthens relationships and fosters connections because people are drawn to someone who appreciates them and sees the best in them. A simple thank you can make someone's day, and over time, those small acts of gratitude can build bridges that lead to incredible opportunities. Even more, gratitude changes your inner world. When you align your heart with gratitude, you find peace in the middle of chaos. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you begin to notice all the things that are going right. That shift in focus brings a sense of calm, joy, and contentment that can't be shaken by external circumstances. Gratitude grounds you and reminds you that no matter what's happening around you, there is always something to be thankful for. Sometimes life doesn't go as planned. Dreams are delayed, doors close, and seasons of waiting stretch longer than we'd like. In those moments, gratitude is a powerful anchor. It reminds you to trust the process and believe that even when you can't see it, something good is on the horizon. Gratitude keeps your heart open to the possibilities. Instead of shutting down in frustration or disappointment, it allows you to hold on to hope, knowing that better days are ahead. When you live with gratitude, you're not just reacting to the good things that come your way. You're creating an atmosphere where good things can thrive. Gratitude is an act of faith. It's saying, I believe that I'm blessed, and I believe there's more to come. That faith has a way of opening doors, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. Today, let gratitude guide you. Look for the blessings in your life and celebrate them, no matter how small they may seem. Thank the people around you, thank God for His goodness, and even thank the challenges that are teaching you and growing you. A thankful heart is a powerful heart. It opens doors no one can shut and creates a life filled with joy, peace, and abundance. Gratitude is the key. Use it every day and watch how it transforms your life. Mediocrity is the easy path, the comfortable road that doesn't ask much of you, doesn't challenge you, stretch you, or demand growth. But mediocrity is not what you were created for. You are called for greatness, and settling for less than that means you're holding back from living the life you were meant to live. It's tempting to stay in the comfort zone. It feels safe, predictable, and familiar. but it's also where dreams go to fade. Refusing to settle for mediocrity means choosing to embrace the challenges, risks, and opportunities that come with pursuing the extraordinary. Each one of us has been given unique gifts, talents, and potential, but too often we let fear, doubt, or complacency keep us from fully stepping into that potential. We tell ourselves, this is good enough, or at least I'm not failing, and we allow ourselves to remain in situations that don't inspire us or bring out the best in us. But deep down, you know there's more. You know you were created for something greater. Mediocrity might be comfortable, but it will never satisfy the longing in your heart to grow, achieve, and make a difference. Greatness doesn't mean you have to be famous or achieve global recognition. It's not about comparing yourself to others or striving for perfection. Greatness is about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about using your gifts, living with purpose, and making a positive impact on the world around you. It's about refusing to settle for anything less than the life you were born to live. Stepping out of mediocrity requires courage. It's not easy to leave the familiar and step into the unknown. The comfort zone can feel like a safety net, but it's also a trap. It keeps you from taking risks, exploring new opportunities, and discovering what you're truly capable of. Growth happens outside of the comfort zone. It's in the challenges, the setbacks, and the moments when you feel stretched beyond your limits that you discover your strength, resilience, and ability to overcome. When you refuse to settle, you open yourself up to possibilities that you never thought were possible. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You take risks that others are too afraid to take, and in doing so, you set yourself apart. Refusing to settle is a declaration that you are willing to do the work, face the challenges, and pursue the dreams that are in your heart. It's a decision to rise above average and strive for excellence in everything you do. Mediocrity often disguises itself as contentment, but there's a difference between being content and settling. Contentment is about finding peace and joy in the journey, even as you strive for more. Settling, on the other hand, is about giving up on the possibility of more. It's about convincing yourself that your current situation is all there is. But you were never meant to live a life of just enough or good enough. You were created to thrive, to grow, and to experience the fullness of life. Greatness requires effort, persistence, and a willingness to keep going even when it gets hard. There will be moments when it feels easier to give up, to stay where you are, or to lower your expectations. But those are the moments when you must remind yourself of who you are and what you're capable of. You weren't created to blend in or to live a life of mediocrity. You were created to stand out, to rise above, and to make an impact. Refusing to settle means being intentional about your choices. It means surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. It means investing in yourself, your growth, your skills, and your dreams. It means taking responsibility for your life and refusing to let fear or complacency dictate your future. You are called for greatness. That calling is not reserved for a select few. It's for anyone who is willing to believe in themselves, step out in faith, and pursue their potential with everything they've got. Don't let the comfort zone hold you back. Don't let mediocrity rob you of the life you were meant to live. Choose to rise, to push beyond the limits, and to embrace the extraordinary. Greatness is within you. Refuse to settle for anything less. Trusting in God's timing requires faith, patience, and surrender. It's not always easy, especially when life feels like it's moving slower than you hoped, or when delays seem to block the path to your dreams. But one of the most profound truths you can embrace is that God's timing is perfect. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels like nothing is happening, trust that He is working behind the scenes. His plan for your life is far greater than anything you could imagine. And every delay, every closed door, every waiting season is part of the process to bring you closer to that plan. It's natural to want things to happen on your schedule. You have dreams, goals, and desires, and you want to see them come to fruition as quickly as possible. But God doesn't operate on our timeline. He sees the bigger picture, things we can't see. He knows what lies ahead and what needs to be prepared in order for you to step into the fullness of His plan. Sometimes the very delay that frustrates you is the delay that's protecting you or positioning you for something greater. When you trust God's timing, you're acknowledging that He is in control, not you. You're surrendering your need to know every detail and choosing to walk by faith, not by sight. It's in those moments of waiting that your faith is tested and strengthened. The waiting season isn't wasted. It's where growth happens. It's where you develop patience, perseverance, and a deeper reliance on God. Waiting refines you, shapes you, and prepares you for what's to come. Think about the stories of people in the Bible who had to trust God's timing. Joseph had a dream of greatness, but before he reached that dream, he faced years of setbacks, being sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. It would have been easy for him to question God's plan, but through it all, he trusted that God was working. And when the time was right, God elevated him to a position of influence and authority. The delays weren't detours, they were part of the process. The same is true for you. What feels like a delay is not a denial. It's not a sign that God has forgotten you or that your dreams are out of reach. It's a reminder to trust that His timing is better than yours. He knows what you need, when you need it, and how to bring it into your life in the way that's best for you. Sometimes the delay is because He's working on you, preparing your heart, growing your character, or teaching you lessons that will be essential for the next season of your life. Other times the delay is because He's aligning the circumstances, opening the right doors, or bringing the right people into your path. God's timing is rarely early, but it's never late. It's always on time. When you look back on your life, you'll see moments where things didn't happen the way you planned, but in hindsight, you'll realize they happened exactly as they were meant to. You'll see how God's hand was guiding you, even when you couldn't see it in the moment. In the waiting, it's important to keep your heart and mind focused on trust and gratitude. Thank Him for what He's already done, and thank Him in advance for what He's preparing to do. Stay faithful with what's in front of you. Sometimes the key to stepping into the next season is being faithful in the season you're in. Trust that God is not idle. He's orchestrating things behind the scenes in ways you can't even comprehend. Delays are not meant to discourage you, but to develop you. They teach you patience, deepen your faith, and remind you that His ways are higher than your ways. So, if you're in a season of waiting, don't lose hope. Don't give in to frustration or doubt. Instead, rest in the assurance that God's timing is perfect. His plan for your life is good, and He is working all things together for your benefit. Trust Him, stay faithful, and know that when the time is right, He will open the doors that no one can shut and lead you into the fullness of His promises.